There are many Roblox games that seem playful and ordinary at first, but behind their cheerful colors lies something far darker. Behind the bright maps and friendly avatars are tales of cursed developers, haunted codes, and players who vanished without a trace. These are the creepiest Roblox game backstories you should never ignore. And before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe right now. It might just keep you safe from ever stumbling into one of these games yourself. At first, a couple checks into what seems like a quiet hotel, expecting nothing more than a place to rest. But as they keep passing through door after door, things spiral into something far more sinister. With no signal to call for help and eerie sounds following their every step, they realize this isn't just a hotel, it's a trap. Time to see it.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. Doors.
So there was this couple that needed to go to a hotel to rest. They went into the building and went down the elevator. They then saw that nobody was at the reservation desk. And when they saw that the key to their door was behind the desk, they went to get it. Once they opened the door, they saw a hallway to a different door. The couple thought it was normal, but once they kept going through different doors, something was wrong. After that, they tried to call 911. There wasn't any signal. The man heard 𝗴cie behind him, and he couldn't find who that was. The monster came out and hurt him, and his wife tried to help, but he kept bleeding. He was gone. Then the wife heard the 𝗴cie as well. She was gone after that. Stay safe.
That felt more like walking straight into a nightmare than playing a game. The endless doors, the silence, and then the sudden terror. It's the kind of experience that lingers long after the screen goes dark. And if you thought that was chilling, wait until you hear the story of Rainbow Friends. It's on a completely different level. Back in 1991, the Rainbow Friends weren't the colorful characters we know today. They actually started as a cartoon, but behind the scenes, the story turned much darker. These characters were treated horribly, forced to perform, and punished if they failed to scare people. Now, look at this.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. Rainbow Friends.
Rainbow Friend used to be a cartoon back in 1991. They were all treated awfully, except the favorite Rainbow Friend. The Rainbow Friends were forced to do stuff, and were hurt if they didn't. Orange was their favorite. The monsters were tested on their jump scares, and if theirs wasn't scary, then they would get hurt. But then, the Rainbow Friends had revenge, and 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏 the workers. And now, they are all roaming the place and capturing people. That's scary. Stay safe.
That was unsettling. Seeing how the once cheerful characters were mistreated and then turned against their creators gives the game a haunting backstory. It feels less like a fun cartoon and more like a warning hidden in plain sight. And if you think the Rainbow Friends past is disturbing, wait until you hear the story of 𝗴cie the Facility, which might be even more unnerving. 𝗴cie the Facility may look like just another Roblox survival game, but its backstory tells a much darker tale. 5 friends entered an abandoned factory one night, only to realize too late that something inside was hunting them down. One by one, they vanished until only a single survivor was left to face the truth. Watch it, don't blink.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. 𝗴cie the Facility.
There was 5 kids that went in a factory. They see a red light, so they run away. They notice that one friend was gone, and they try to go back and find him. But then more of the friends disappear. Only one friend is alive, and they find the other friend stuck in a freezing pod. All of his friends are frozen. Then he sees a red light again, but then it's coming towards him. He then sees who took friends. It was the Beast. He ran away as fast as possible and escaped. And he still regrets putting his friends in the factory. Stay safe.
That was eerie. The idea of watching your friends slowly disappear while a red light closes in is the kind of nightmare that stays with you. It makes the factory feel less like a game and more like a trap you can never escape. And if you thought this was unsettling, just wait until you hear about 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗏. Its backstory is on another level of creepy. In the Roblox game 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗏, there's a disturbing backstory about a man named Joe. After escaping prison, he joined the chaos of the streets, but things quickly spiraled into something far darker. Let's start the horror.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. The Hood.
So there was this man named Joe, and he escaped from prison and started being part of the Hood. But then something bad happened to Joe's buddies. They all were caught doing illegal activities and were arrested. Joe wasn't a chicken though, and wanted to fight back. So Joe came to the police station with an AK. The police didn't have any firearms, so they couldn't fight back. Joe then killed all the guard and then freed his buddies. But then his buddies betrayed Joe and left him at the jail while they escaped. And one cop got Joe by the arms and arrested him. Soon, the police were able to find his buddies and arrest them as well. Joe then got to see his buddies and they put them in his cell, but it didn't turn out great for Joe. Let's just say he didn't turn out great. Stay safe.
That was intense. The way Joe tried to fight back, only to be betrayed by his own friends, makes the story even more unsettling. It feels less like a simple Roblox tale and more like a cautionary nightmare about trust and consequence. And if you thought Joe's downfall was shocking, just wait until you hear about 𝘂𝗍𝗋, a backstory that's even more chilling. 𝘂𝗍𝗋 feels like nothing more than a fast-paced chase game. But hidden behind its frantic running is a story much darker. On a remote farm, two hunters set out to investigate strange noises, only to discover figures lurking in the shadows, moving closer each second. What they found wasn't just eerie, it was enough to send them fleeing for their lives. Take a look at the moment everything went horribly wrong.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. 𝘂𝗍𝗋.
There was these two guys who were ghost hunters. They were called to see if someone's farm had ghosts there. The farmer said he had been hearing some strange noises outside, so he assumed it was ghosts. When they went to the farm, they saw so many scary faces chasing animals. The two guys went in and suddenly one of the faces turned around and chased one of them. The other guy went after to him to help, but it was too late. The monster got his friend. The other guy then saw the face chasing towards him. He tried to run as fast as he could. The face got him too. The end. Stay safe.
Honestly, that hit me harder than I expected. Watching the hunters run only to be cornered by those faces felt claustrophobic, like no matter what they did, there was no way out. It makes you wonder if 𝘂𝗍𝗋 was ever meant to be just a game. If you think this farm story is chilling, wait until you hear about Victory Race. It's on a whole different level of terrifying. Victory Race might seem like just another harmless Roblox game about speed and fun. But behind the finish line is a story that feels much darker. According to the tale, 4 friends decided to race each other in the park, yet one by one, they mysteriously vanished mid-run, as if they slipped out of reality itself. Time to watch closely.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. Victory Race.
So there were these 4 kids named Mike, Alex, John, and Andrew. They were outside playing in the park. Then Andrew decided that they should do a race against each other. When they started racing, one of the friends disappeared. Then came the next, and after a while, all of them disappeared. They all clipped into a scary place that they were forced to run. And once they couldn't run any longer, they were gone. Nobody knows where they are now. Stay safe.
What really gets under my skin about Victory Race is the contrast. It starts off cheerful, colorful, and feels like just another simple competition. But the moment players begin to disappear without warning, the entire atmosphere shifts. It's no longer about speed or winning, it's about questioning what's waiting at the finish line. That twist makes the game less like a race and more like walking straight into a trap. But Victory Race is just one mystery. The next story takes things even further. Piggy, a backstory that feels even harder to explain. There are countless Roblox games that feel like harmless adventures, but Piggy has a backstory that hits much harder than most. What starts as an innocent visit to Grandma quickly spirals into a nightmare when the woods fall silent. A loud noise breaks the calm and something unexpected is waiting in the dark. Let's dive in.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. Piggy.
There was this guy just walking in the woods casually. He was coming to see his grandma because it's been a long time. It was very dark outside, so it was very hard for the guy to see anything. Then he heard a loud noise, and he looked behind, and it was a pig with a bat. The pig took him to their house and trapped him in there. The guy woke up and realized he is stuck. He got up from the bed and looked around the house for some items to try to escape. But then he realized the pig is monitoring the place, so he has to try to hide from the pig. He gets all of the things to escape, and he opens the door, but the pig is running right at him. But he successfully went out and ran away as fast as possible. Stay safe.
Wow, that was intense. The way Piggy suddenly appears out of nowhere with the bat honestly gave me chills. I can't imagine being trapped in that house, searching desperately for a way out while knowing every step could give me away. The escape scene, especially when Piggy charges right at you, felt like pure panic. It's not just a simple game of hide and seek. It's survival with a terrifying twist. You think Piggy was creepy? The 𝗴cie takes the horror to a whole new stage. Not every scary story in Roblox starts with monsters or ghosts. Sometimes it begins with something that looks innocent. A simple birthday party, a smiling family, and a handmade gift. But when that gift was unwrapped, it wasn't just a puppet. It was the start of a curse that would follow her forever. Here's how the story of the cursed puppet begins.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. The Mimic.
Basically, a long time ago there was this girl, and her ancestors were big puppet lovers. They loved playing with their puppets every day. The ancestors did seem to be a little strange, but she never really cared. One day, it was the girl's birthday, and her ancestors gave her a present. It was a puppet that they made themselves. It looked exactly like her from the top to the bottom. She didn't realize something though. Her ancestors actually gave her a curse, and her soul came inside the puppet. She got so angry that she 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏 her parents. And now, she roams the house on her own, taking new people day and night. Stay safe.
That story didn't just feel creepy, it felt personal. The silence between each sound made me tense up more than the jumps themselves. Like the game was deliberately toying with my nerves. For a moment, it didn't feel like just another Roblox horror. It felt like something was genuinely watching back. And just when you think it can't get any darker, the story of murder mystery will make you question what's really hidden inside Roblox. Imagine joining a Roblox server thinking it's just another fun match. But instead, you're thrown into a twisted game of trust, betrayal, and survival. For 𝗁cie, what started as a normal round of murder mystery quickly turned into something she could never forget. Don't look away now.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. Murder mystery.
A girl named 𝗁cie was teleported to some kind of room, but it was actually a game where she was a sheriff. Her enemy was chosen to be murder, but 𝗁cie doesn't know that. So once the timer started, 𝗁cie was being suspicious towards her enemy because she really thinks she is the murder. But when she saw her roaming into a room, she saw a body. It was her best friend. She was sad, but then she heard footsteps coming closer and closer, and then she saw her enemy. 𝗁cie pulled out her weapon and her enemy threw the knife, and they both were hit. But then they didn't die. They teleported back into the real world. They were so confused, but they were happy. Stay safe.
Watching that unfold felt less like a game and more like stepping into someone's worst memory. The silence after the clash was heavier than any scream, and the sudden shift back to reality almost felt like the game itself was mocking them. It's the kind of moment that makes you rethink how safe these virtual worlds really are. And that's just scratching the surface. There are still so many stories lurking out there, waiting to be uncovered. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and for the comments, tell me this. Which way do you face when you brush your teeth? Wall? Mirror? Totally random? Let's find out how strange we all really are. Bye-bye.